I forgot to start the stream. Congratulations to those of you that took Meta. If you're new to the dot plotter, then you might not have seen it already, but that Meta's up. Buy-in on Meta was $3.50, and it's at $6 right now. So almost up $300 a contract on Meta. Once again, if you're new to the dot plotter and you're not don't get mad. Just learn from it. Still waiting for another Easy Entry Pro, but you still got a nice entry there. Look at that bear trend you have on Meta. So get an Easy Entry Pro. Now you do have your purple dot on MU to the downside. You guys should be up over $300 per contract on Meta if you did take it. Like I said, the buy-in should be somewhere between $4.30 and $3.50, and you're up almost $7 on that one. So a phenomenal move. Thank you for the dot plotter. You can see we're bear trending big time on that. So if you didn't get it and you got FOMO, chill out. Let's wait for the next Easy Entry Pro. I'll call it out and I'll take it with you. Still holding. No trims. Look at that, you guys. We're up almost $9 on Meta. Holy shikamoles. Added to that trade. I added to Meta. Just a little bit, not a lot. On that pullback there. Let's see if it wants to keep going. Otherwise, I'll jump out of this trade and we'll be done with it. Now we're going to get an Easy Entry Pro to Meta to the downside. Watch the break. We got to wait for that break, so we got no entry yet. Tesla to the downside. We got Tesla to the downside. No go on Meta. She hasn't broken yet. So we're in Tesla, right, to the downside on the CIZ. I'm going to trim some off here in just a second. A little bit of late entry for me, but using my, just when you think you're late, you're on time, okay? So we're up 23% on Tesla. We'll trim some out right there. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this on YouTube? I think I got it fixed. So we're in, right now, we're currently in Tesla to the downside, playing the Easy Entry Pro. We're out of Meta. And got a couple trims on Tesla already, so we should be sitting pretty good, you guys, for the day. I took Meta on the 1 minute using the dot plotters, and then the big trade, the Easy Entry Pro big trade of the day here is on Tesla. So we are actually rocking. I mean, we're up 35%. I got a late entry on it, but we're up 35%. I'm actually trimming 3 of those contracts off right now. I have 2 left on Meta. So we're up 21% on that. And then Meta will also consider trade on Meta if we get a break of the Easy Entry Pro there, okay? Within like 3 candles. So we're on the second candle here. Still, I got 2 traders left on Tesla. Okay, I'm at 397.50 puts, up 12, 13% on that. I'm doing my best to call these out, you guys, so. This is why we do that recap in the morning, so you know what you're looking for, right? You should know what you're looking for. Don't blindly follow me. Hood. Wow. That hood from the CIZ is up $50 per contract. I did not take it. What I'm going to say is on the Tesla trade here, I won't go red on it. So if I did get in a little bit late, but I'm not going to go red on it. So if it does, I'm still up 10% on it on these 2 contracts. But if it did, then I would just think about getting back into that trade again. So I'm going to watch the break here. Kind of got my eyes on Meta. Meta, like I said before, it generally is kind of one of the last ones to go. And I am looking at my dot plotter here, also with the Easy Entry Pro. And we do get that retest. We get a purple dot here showing downward momentum on the 1 minute. So may consider another add-on here on Meta. Wait for that. It's 20 seconds left in that candle. I'm going to wait for that candle to close. We do got to break that level I have there. So. She's holding. So as long as she holds, we're good. We got a bear trend, so I like to take starters. Take a starter trade on Meta here. We get a full break here. I'm going to add to that position. Still in Tesla, 2 contracts. Looking to add into Meta here, 15 contracts. I want to get a little bit more of that break there. I'll trim quick. I'm only going to scalp this down to weekly lows. So we're only up about, what, 9% on that. Perfect on Meta. Nice on Meta. Let's keep holding. Good job on Meta, you guys. $1,500. Let's go ahead and trim those. I'm going to take 10 off and hold 5. That's just how I trade. You can trade however you want to. We're pushing weekly lows. Obviously, it's Monday, so. We got that trim. 5 left. I'm going to follow the dots. Follow the dots. Follow the dots on Meta. No need to get out of the trade until we get a blue dot or until the dots disappear. Okay. So I'm going to trim 1 Meta on this also. And I'm also going to trim a couple more of the Metas just to de-risk here. And I got 2 contracts left and 1 on Tesla. And I'll let these ride out. So you can see we're up 45% on Tesla, 6% on Meta. Things move quick, so I'm doing my best to call these out. Hopefully, because if you're blindly following me, which you shouldn't be, it's going to be tough to trade. So you're going to be constantly waiting for me to say something. So in the pre-market, if you're in the room, not on YouTube, you'll be able to see the live recaps on these. So we'll hang on to these trailers. I won't, like I said, I won't go red on them. No need to get out until we get above the 9 EMA, and you can see we're quite a bit of ways there. So we're looking nice here, you guys. We're up back to 39% on Tesla, 40%. We got 14% on that ad. So when we added into that Meta trade, we got 14% on that roughly. So you should be up about. Well, I'm up a smaller amount. The first trade was much better. I got. What is it? I don't know. $80 a contract, $85 a contract on that. You got to love it, you guys. And just like that, playing the Easy Entry Pro by Crush It Trading. Every day, you guys, you see we get these trades every day on Meta and Tesla. There really isn't anything else for me to trade, even though we got a nice setup on Hood. Palantir didn't break, so there's no trade there. You got a decent choppy move on MU. My stop out is above 396 on Tesla and then 674 on Meta. So, like I said, I'm not going red on the trade, so I'm out Meta. I'm going to stay in Tesla here for just a couple more minutes. Phenomenal morning. Up over 2K in one account. And 2K in the other account, so we're a little about 4K on two different accounts here. All right, I'm going to call it right here. I will get back into the trade again if we break those levels. So I'm flat. Right now I'm flat everything. Got CIZ moves, I think, right here on Meta and Tesla. So we'll get back into the trade if need be. What you might be looking at here, if you have the dot plotter, is look at the fact that we could be hitting the 9 and rejecting the 9. Okay. But we'll get back into the trade later. We want to secure our profits. Keep your profits. Got a bull trend here. Watch for the break here on NQ. We got a roll call. You guys doing good? Anybody marking some profits? Got a nice easy inch pro win there on NQ. I don't know if you guys got that or not. That was that break there. Waited for the break on the 10 seconds, so that was a good move there. We got about 18 points on, or 15 points on that. So I'm flat on all of my positions right now. If you're watching the dot plotter on Meta, we do have a Easy Intra Pro leg reset on the 1. We're heading through the cloud. Got a gamma spike and got the hell out. That's all right. Hey, stay consistent. You know, some days aren't going to pay as well as others, but just get a bad fill sometimes, or sometimes we freak out a little bit on a pullback. You took just one contract, huh? I got you. There's not a lot to really play off of Meta right now, unless you're playing the dot plotter. I know I keep talking about the dot plotter, so unless you have that, you really aren't going to have good direction quite yet. And it is showing bearish, so we will continue to watch it and wait for that full break. The second move on that Easy Intra Pro was very quick. Did produce $1,500, so I took 30 contracts on that one to the downside. And so now you see we hit the 9. So you see how we got the dots on the plotters on Meta and Tesla. Now we're hitting that 9 and we're rejecting. What I like about this is the fact that the crush it zone is there, and we've gotten through the 50% past the crush it zone. So that means that there's a good chance that Tesla could continue to the downside here. And we'll wait for that break, and we'll take that trade if need be. Right? So we'll watch it carefully. We're not just going to randomly jump into it. We just had that A+ setup on NQ2, you guys. You see that A+ setup there? Not only did you come off the crush it zone, but you also came off the crush it zone, the 15-minute ORB, the Bollinger Band. You had a high volume candle, right? You had an Easy Entry Pro, and you had the plots. Everything you needed. It was A+, so you should have definitely been able to get into that trade there, especially on that high volume candle at 769-ish, 769.30. MU still pushing to the downside on the Easy Intra Pro. That was also a very beautiful trade. You did have a semi-winner on Hood, not really pushing that well. Let's see what our side charts are doing here. Easy Intra Pro on AAOI, choppy, but worked. MU, we talked about that one. SNDK, nah. Coin, NBIS, nothing really. I don't see anything on the side charts here. So we'll stick with our Meta and our Tesla. And MU, KWOW. Holy cow, KWOW. FOMO. A little choppy. It's a danger. If you got a small account, that's a dangerous one to trade. But you look good. Look at that move on MU. Definitely a good payday there. I say this every morning because it always works out. You're looking at Meta and Tesla. Don't let your eyes wander too far away, because I can show you day after day after day where we get an Easy Intra Pro and they all work out. Okay, so just be patient. Let's wait. Let's wait for that right setup, and we're going to get it. We already got a great, awesome Easy Intra Pro setup on Tesla, which was perfect. We got what, almost a $5 move there on Tesla playing the Easy Incher Pro. And then on Meta, it wasn't huge. $2. I like to have a $3 hit on that one. We did get a trim. I de-risked on it. Ended up with 15. And you'll see that this is most likely going to hit $3 because if you look at the stats and the data, right, there's your $3 move. You can see it right here. It generally hits, generally. So we'll move this out here so you can see that's our first scale that we're looking for there. Want to wait till we break that level on the Easy Incher Pro again. The way I look at Tesla, we hit our target. So I don't know that I have any more interest in it at this point. I may decide to get into it again at some point here, but for the most part, I think I like the Meta move. Like I said, Meta usually goes a little bit later than the other stuff. Tesla's starting to break down here. Now, just because I said that, Henry's going to show up and he's going to say, nope, we're going this way. It never fails. I say go left and the market goes right. I say it's going to go right and the market goes left, or up or down, whatever you want to call it. So we do have an active CIZ on Meta. It is an active. The Tesla has an inactive CIZ. So we do have a CIZ on both of them, but one is active and one is inactive, right? Yeah, the CIZ's got a stop hit on it, so on Tesla. Here, I'll show you. See right there? CIZ stop hit. And then if I go up here to Tesla or Meta, oh, Meta's also got the stop hit on there too. So now we're back to bear trend on Tesla. Watching NQ, see if it wants to. Looks like it wants to maybe move to the downside here, possibly. Of course, if I say down, it's going to go up, right? A target of 740, just a quick scalp on that one. So some of the two biggest plays of the day here on our watch list, Tesla and MU. If you had the balls to sit through MU, you would have been doing extremely well right now. Very good ticker. Dangerous ticker if you're playing in a small account. Let's look for 740 on NQ. Little scalp trade here. We are bear trending, holding that 9 there, so should be about a 20-some point move. There we go. Now we got an Easy Incher Pro on NQ. So let's hold that NQ, keep holding it. Look for 740. Should be up about 20 points right there. There we go. There's our 740 target. Let's take it off right there on NQ. We got our nice 740 target right there. Quick 500 bucks. Wait for that Easy Entry Pro to close, and we can try a couple more here. Want a full candle break below that. Let's see if this thing wants to head down. Or up. So remember I was saying, if we get that Easy Entry Pro, see how that candle just, these either work or they don't. Okay, so if this candle closes up high like this, the body of that candle, then I got no reason to stick around. I want the moves to work out right away. So we got about 7 seconds left of that candle. Let's see if she pulls back here. We are showing bearish still, so. But nope. You can see that it failed. So we got nothing to go off of there. When I'm done here later in the morning, I'll go over a recap. We'll recap that Tesla and the Meta, and I'll show you exactly what I was looking at on the 1 minute. So if you're wondering, because I know we play the 3 minute on the Easy Entry Pros, and I go off of the stats, the data. So I'll show you how that's played. And actually, once you understand it, it's actually pretty easy. So we've got a trade to NQ to the downside. Give me a couple more points. There we go. Come on. There we go. A little bit more. There we go, you guys. Another NQ win right there. So we're up 1,200 bucks on that. Cash account. Took that reject right there off of the 9. Got an Easy Entry Pro on the 10 second to the downside. Took that trade in the middle of that break to the 400 right there. So we had a nice, beautiful scalp, A+ setup. Worked out perfect. Worked out perfect. Tesla to the downside. Got Tesla to the downside. I'm in Tesla to the downside. It's just a very small position. Yeah, we hit that target almost to a T on NQ. To a T. Got another easy inch pro forming on the NQ on the 1 minute there. You're going against the trend. You got the bearish plots on there, so be careful on it. There we go. Got another $900 right there on that, on NQ there. I didn't call it out, I know. I'm scalping here, unless I see an easy inch pro, but what I took was the, there we go. Took the rejection off of the 9 EMA there, and the 20, and I took it down to our level right here, so. Still hanging on to some Tesla here. In full position in Tesla to the downside. Once again, I'm scalping this, so up 12% on that. We'll put a profit target in there so we can trim that position. Oh, we got our trim. Good. Let's get a small trailer here, 5 contracts on Tesla to the downside. We'll try to hang on to these. Take an NQ to the downside also on that break. Going for scalps. There we go. Taking some off there. We got a nice fill right there. So that was a good trade there on NQ. Break of the Easy Incher Pro. To the downside here. Still sitting in a couple micros. See if we can get a bigger break to the downside here. And still sitting in 5 contracts of Tesla to the downside. Boom. Let's go NQ. Adding to the position. Looking for VWAP on this one here. Looking for VWAP on NQ. She going to give it to us? Looking for VWAP on NQ. Gonna take some off right there. Took some off at the bottom there. A little bit of a tug of war going on here. I think we're gonna hit VWAP. There she goes. Come on, give it to us. Oh, I'm gonna take another one off. Almost out of that trade. I'm gonna bail right there. I got a high volume candle on the 10-second. It could still hit VWAP, but I'm gonna get out of that trade. That was an awesome trade on NQ, you guys. So we just crushed it right there. You don't even want to know what I'm up for the day on futures. It's crazy. Just playing the Easy Incher Pro and the dot plots. That's it. It's I don't know. I don't want to call it foolproof, but definitely doing very well with the dot plots added in there with the Easy Incher Pro. So you're going to see, I'm going to do that update, and we're going to do an update on the dot plotter and put it into the Easy Incher Pro, which is, like I said, we might get 10% less. There goes Tesla. Let's take a couple more off for Tesla right here. I'm going to try to hang on to these trailers here to the downside. So we're only up about $30 a contract right now, so but not bad. You can see that on NQ, we actually came off the CIZ, the crush it zone, didn't quite even make it to the VWAP. I'm going to hang on to these two contracts. I do believe that Tesla is going to hit 390. We're going to hit the daily, 9 EMA on the daily. In the meanwhile, while I'm just hanging on to these, if Meta decides to break the Easy Incher Pro to the downside, I will consider that. And I'm going to sit here and scalp away. There's another move on NQ to the downside off of our 9 EMA with the plots on there. So we'll see if we can't just scalp 5 points at a time here, taking minis. The reason why I'm up on the minis, I take minis on these versus the micros when I'm getting these is because I'm looking, 3 to 5 points at the most. I have my ATM set on here, but I get this rejection off this candle when it closes, right? So I get about a 9-point move, right? So just a couple $100 a shot. That was 7 points there. So we just scalp away. You can easily pass your prop firm. I mean, as long as you follow the rules, once you understand it, you might burn a few counts trying to figure it out. That's why they're only $20 with Apex. And I'm not promoting Apex. I'm just saying if you want to figure it all out. But this does definitely make futures trading a hell of a lot easier. I think I can, I don't want to say the word easily, but if I focus in, I can hit about on futures per account, if you're copy trading, about 3,500 a day on that. I don't do it every day, but I'm getting better as I'm figuring out this routine. And I'm hitting roughly that. We look at NQ at 10:22, right? You see we got that green candle. Easy entry pro on the 10-second. Comes back and touches that dot. That's a scalp trade to the upside here, you guys. I don't know how well you can see that. That's a beautiful scalp trade, about 17 points right there. I'm going to be out Tesla if candle closes above the 9. I was hoping for a move down to that 9. But that's all right. So I'm out of that trade. Still looking for the move to the upside there in NQ. I like the level of about 770-ish for an initial scalp. So if you're played stocks, you should be close to being done. If you're not hanging onto a trailer on Tesla and just letting it ride, or MU. Nothing else really to be playing there on our charts anyways, unless you said something else. But kind of focusing in here on NQ for now. Seeing what kind of plays we get to scalping away, playing Easy Entry Pro. Even NQ's trading sideways, but we are getting plays using the plotter and Easy Entry Pro. Like I said, we're just looking for little scalp trades. And just doing these little scalp trades, you know, over $7,000 in 2 days since yesterday and today. We're switching accounts here. We're going to play in a different NQ or a different account I have, and I'm just going to rotate through them. We have a high V. We got moved to the upside. We got a 788. Look for 788 on NQ. 784-ish. But here's our 770 right now. Expecting some kind of drawdown here for a moment. So if you are watching on YouTube, you won't see the NQ chart. We're trading futures live in our room, which is free access, so check it out. Otherwise, you'll see the watch list up here. And when we get into a trade, we just got done trading Tesla to the downside right here. We took a beautiful trade on the Easy Entry Pro live here. And then we also took a little bit of a scalp on Meta. And right now, we are waiting for another setup. There's the level it hit here. You can see the pullback, 770-ish on NQ. Watch another movement NQ to the downside here. Take my time on it, not in a hurry. We're going to look for the O or B on NQ. How many points away is it? About 9 points. I'm looking for 5 points on it. It's a quick scalper. There we go. Got a nice move there on NQ. Let's hang on to it. Is she going to keep going? Okay, we're out. I'm not going to mess around with it. It could keep going, but we'll see here. We are channeling on the 10-second. See if she wants to break ORB. Tesla starting to make its move. See if it breaks low a day. Watching Meta and Tesla for breaking low a day. Does have those easy entry pros on there. Nothing yet. So just that quick win right there. We had 2 quick wins on NQ to the downside there, playing the easy entry pro. Looking for VWAP. Look for VWAP here on NQ. Make sure you're taking your profits also. It's pretty choppy. Or if it's too choppy, you can also play ES. Meta breaking. Tesla breaking to the downside here. There's our VWAP. Nice, beautiful trade. Up over 4,000 on futures right now. Over 4,000 trading the Easy Entry Pro with the dot plotters here on futures. We'll move on to another account here. Taking 5 minis at a time. And the reason why I'm taking 5 minis is because these trades are very predictable. They're very predictable, you guys. There we go. Got that other NQ, right? You see that? That nice rejection off of the 9. Back down to VWAP again. Another little scalp trade there. We'll get on the horn here in a little bit. What's it not doing? So I'm not going to do anything that close to VWAP on there. Let's see. On the three, okay, set it intensity level to the lowest, maybe. And then one second here. Yeah, we'll get on the horn here in a little bit. Sorry, man. Definitely will get that figured out right away. Just watching. And Q to the downside here. Looking for another scalp trade. Down through VWAP here if we can get it. Come on. Give me a couple more points on here. I want to hit that weekly low. 26,710. Look for an NQ 707. 708. If we can get it. I think it wants to break VWAP here. We got a nice. See if it gives us an impulsive move. It's going to stop me out. I got stopped out. Got a partial trim on that one, got stopped out. You can see we got a high volume candle in there too. Okay, we might see some bullish momentum here now on NQ. Kind of getting a signal here. But like I said, every time I say that, Henry shows up. So we'll wait and see what the indicator says. So if we get an easy entry pro on the 1 minute here to the upside here on NQ, I do like that setup here. I do like that setup coming up here. There we go. There's your Easy Entry Pro. Let's see if she can close above here. Told you she's looking bullish. Here we go. Look for 760, 755. Nope, we didn't get the Easy Entry Pro. So like I said, you can think all you want, but if it doesn't give you the signal, it's a no-go. It don't matter what you think. Really surprised on Meta so far. We haven't gotten a lot of movement on that at all. The first initial move, which paid very, very well, and then she just stopped. Okay. So I got nothing on stocks yet, you guys. We already got our moves, so we'll still wait for low day break on Tesla or Meta if we get it. And I think if we get an Easy Entry Pro to the upside here on NQ, I think NQ does want to shift here. It's trying to. There's a tug of war. But once again, we're not going to do anything until we get our indication. We're not going to think anything. As soon as you start thinking something's going to happen, you're going to think the wrong way, or you're going to get lucky and think that your thinking got you the win. So we're playing the indicators, the probabilities. We've got to wait for the right setup here. Easy Entry Pro to the downside here. It's more likely now we can get a scalp trade down to 710-ish, 712. I think we can hit 712 here on NQ to the downside. There we go. Let's watch it. It's a little lethargic here, but we are showing an Easy Entry Pro. We got about 21 seconds left in this candle. Let's look for 712. If you can't see the futures screen, it's because it's in our live trading room. There we go. There we go. There it is. Boom. Come on. Boom. There's the win right there. NQ down to 712. Let's keep it going. Shoo. Come on. Just in a small trailer. I wish it would have held that a little bit longer, but up over 5K on futures this morning, you guys. Up over 5K. Look at that. Keep it going. Add it to that position. Looking for the other side of the crusher zone. We want 687.50. There we got, I already got a trim on it. Just, it's moving quicker than I can talk, so. Hang on to those trailers there. Got that break coming up on Meta and Tesla. Watch that break. Watching NQ. What am I going to do here on NQ? Got to focus in on Meta and Tesla to the downside. You got a nice move on Meta. Look at your 1 minute on Meta. You got a beautiful move there. You could have gotten into. Now we got Tesla moving. Up over 4K for the day on stock. Looking to enter again on Tesla and Meta to the downside here. I'm out on NQ. I got to focus on Meta and Tesla right here, you guys. Let's focusing in on Meta and Tesla. We are going to have a hell of a Monday. We are going to have a hell of a Monday. Looking for the break right here, you guys. Look at this Meta break at low a day here. And then we should trim some off there. If you got into this Meta trade, you should trim some off right there. Man, that Meta pays really good. Here we go. NQ's still working out. Beautiful. Focusing in on Meta and Tesla here right now. Focusing in on Meta and Tesla. Like I told you, Meta's kind of always the last guy to go. That was a nice trade down to low a day. See if she wants to break. I'll show you on the 1 minute. I've been playing on this 1 minute on my left-hand chart here, you guys. And boy, I'll show you this break right here we got. Up over 70% on it. Still waiting on Tesla here. We're down on Tesla. So I'm going to de-risk real quick here. Take 3 contracts off on Meta. Hold those 2 trailers here to see if we can't get something out of that. Still hanging on to Tesla. I have faith in Tesla. I think it's going to work out. Up over 5K on futures, playing the Easy Entry Pro. We're up over 5K on the Meta and Tesla trades. Trading Easy Entry Pro in the break of lower days here. There we go. Still red on Tesla here. Still red on it. Watch for the weekly low on NQ. 689. Watch for that 689. If you want to get a little bump to the upside, you might want to maybe try for 5 points on that, 7 points. There's your bump right there on NQ to the upside. If you're just scalping it, right? You got about 7, 8 points on that, 7 points maybe. But still red on Tesla. I'm not sure what's going on here. I was break even for a bit, and I don't know if decay or theta is getting to me. There goes, I told you, Meta's the last guy to go usually sometimes. So let's see, this Meta might want to break right here. I'm interested in more Meta here. I'm interested in taking more Meta to the downside here if we can get this break. Get that bounce. I just called that bounce at an NQ. I don't know if anybody got that bounce in NQ. It's way more than 7 points. Definitely got a prop firm evaluation closed out on that one if you took that trade. We'll give this some more time to work out. Down $1,000 on it. So I'm still up almost 5K on the day on that stocks. Come on, NQ. Bear trend, we got a high volume candle, so we're showing right now, our indicators are showing big move on NQ to the downside. So we did get that bullish move, but it was short-lived. So sitting around 47, down 735 on the Tesla, up 76% on Meta, 2 contracts left. Looking for a break, a low a day on Tesla. We do have Easy Entry Pro to the downside. We have dot plots showing a bearish move here. We're on the other side of the crush it zone. I think we got enough confluence. I think that Tesla wants to hit the 390.50 level, the 90-man, the daily. MU coming into the CIZ zone. What are we up about? $175 per contract on Meta. I know I won't go red on these Metas. Give it a couple more minutes here. I'm going to do a recap here at 11 o'clock. I'll be done trading. Waiting for Meta. I'm sorry, waiting for Tesla. I'm going to get out of Meta here, you guys. Secure those profits, 55%. Tesla's playing hardball with me. We'll give it a chance. You can't win unless you play, right? You can't win if you don't play. So we'll just give that some time. We're down $1,000 on that one, but still up 4,400. Even with that Tesla move here, it's going back and forth. So we'll put that up there. So if this thing pops down, I'm going to trim quick on Tesla, very quick. Nice rejection on VWAP on NQ. Totally missed it. Easy entry pro on the 10. Totally missed that. That was a nice move off of VWAP on NQ. We had an indicator there, 21 points. Waiting on Tesla. Trying to be patient. MU. Look at MU go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Nice on Tesla, you guys. Nice patience on Tesla. Down to a trailer. 2 contracts left on Tesla. We're up $6,380. Good job, you guys. Very tough to be patient on that. We'll give that a chance. Once again, I won't go red on these. I don't know why that's not registering. NQ, you guys in the room, if you're seeing in the room, you see you got your NQ target. Look at how it's holding that high level right there, that high volume level. And we got a nice bounce on it, pushing weekly lows. No need to be in Tesla anymore, so I'm going to get out of that trade. That was my target, the 9. I'm not going to try to be a superhero here. $6,294. Life is good. Taking 10 to 15 contracts at a time. All right. Let's focus in on NQ. Let's play around with NQ some more. We got some really good stuff going on here. I got a CIZ continuation to the downside on NQ. Is she going to give us some more to the downside? Or is she going to pop here? Let's see what happens. We got pre-market lows. It's holding pre-market lows. Let's see if it gets above it. And if we do get above it, we probably got a move up to 700 or 710 on NQ. Okay. We got a pivot pro set up on Meta, so watch for it to break one side or the other. I'm flat on both of these trades. Don't know if I'm going to take any more trades on those today. Probably be done. Anybody else catch anything? So remember, I was telling you guys earlier, and I want to repeat this because I said it, and I want you to understand it. That we're going to get an Easy Inch Pro, and at the moment you're watching it, you're kind of thinking to yourself, is it a good play or not? And I said you're going to come back after it, and you're going to go, "Yep, was a good play." So we got our Easy Entry Pro break on Meta, and we got a $4.75 move on that. And if your eyes were roaming all over the charts trying to find different setups and things because you're impatiently waiting for maybe your ticker to set up, right? And you miss some of these things. If you're focused in on it 100% Viper mode, then you should be getting these trades. Even without the dot plotter. You don't even need that. You guys should be taking these trades. I'll say it again. If you got 6 tickers on your watch list and you're running around trying to find something that's setting up, okay, you could get lucky, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to manage your trade appropriately because you're not in Viper mode. You're not in Viper mode. You're in give me a fucking trade mode. And that doesn't work. Watching Meta here for a break of the pivot. And if we do, we're gonna add to that. I know I said I was done, but there's a setup coming up here, and I really don't want to pass up the setup. And I made enough money today where I can reinvest a couple dollars, maybe 2 or 3 contracts into this trade. So I'm gonna watch this one right here. Yep. $670s, cheap. They're cheap. $670s on Meta to the downside. Let's wait for that to break. Watch for that weekly low on NQ. Wait for the rejection up here. See if we can reject this. If we can reject this level right here, we'll be looking good. Looking for a 5-point scalp here on NQ to the downside. Target 26,630. Come on, give it to me right there. Take some off the board right here. I like the way that's looking. I'm going to get out of that trade there. I didn't have the patience for it. I wanted it to go. I thought it was going to go right away, but it didn't. So it's a couple $100. There, she's going to hit. I just got antsy. I didn't want to give too much back of my profits, so I got a little antsy and got the hell out. Waiting for Meta to see if it wants to break this break line right here. Nice target hit there on NQ. Still trending to the downside. So we got lots of good opportunities here on NQ. If Tesla can break the 9 on the daily, we might see the 50 at 387.70. It's 11 o'clock, and there's some action. There's some stuff going on here, you guys. So no recap yet. Just going to sit here and chill. See if we can get Meta to break. If it wants to break here, or is she going to hold? Looks like she's holding. I'm going to hold my ground on Meta here. Got 3 contracts to the downside. 670s. Down about $100. $175. Taking 5-point scalps here. I like this to the downside again. Nice rejection off the 9 on NQ. Watching the Meta, also watching NQ. Most of the plays are over on NQ right now. You can see we got quite a bit of action on here. So. Either this Meta is going to bounce hard here, or it's going to break. It's going to break good. I'd like to be in it if it breaks. I don't mind risking a few dollars on it. This is what we're trading right here on Meta. Trying to get that break. We'll focus in on that. Currently down about $50 on the 3 contracts. There we go. Look at that. Patience, patience, patience. We're up 9%, $90. Let's give that some time to work out now. We got a target of 667. Got a 667 target on Meta. This trade still might not work out. I'm going to hold these. Up $84. I'm holding. Looking for my target, 667 on Meta, you guys. 667 target on Meta. We're up 17%. Took one of the 3 contracts off as we're pushing weekly lows. I'll mark in my target area so you can see it. There's my target on Meta right there. 667. If I get back to red on it, I sold one of the contracts to finance a loss. So I do have 2, up 6%, $40. Not a lot. But if I do get stopped out, then at least I covered some of the cost on that one sale of that one of those contracts. So I just have 2 left. %. Boy, I got a lot of FOMO on this NQ. I shouldn't have too much FOMO because I had a crushing day on it, killer day. On futures, I'll go over those here too at some point, so you can see those. But just to confirm, Amir, you're like, if I look at the 1 minute, your plots are not showing up. I have dots on mine, and I have the same exact one. That's why I was just kind of curious. Okay, we're at 22 cents, still 22%, still pushing. We're going to be patient here on Meta. We'll let that work out. I'm just trying to figure out why the dot plotter. It's not. You got some dots, but not a lot of dots. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm going to try to keep my mind off of staring at that Tesla trade, or the Meta trade, sorry. Oh, I think I might have found the problem. Maybe I didn't. I don't know why the hell it's showing up on mine. Did the whole try reloading the page? I'll reset it and I'll put the right defaults. I'll put the defaults in here too. Oh, I see. You don't have the trailing dots. You just have the dots, but they're not trailing. So you want them to trail. These are the highest probability ones I see. So like I'm looking right now on NQ on the one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take that off. That looks good. That's my 1 minute. That's the dot plotter. Here. She's showing up. Yeah, it is trailing. Well, let me show you something here. So open this up here. Okay, let me get rid of this here. Okay, I'm on NQ. I'm still in meta, you guys. To the downside here. Waiting for a target. So let me show you. You got the indicators right here. You go to invite only, dot plot. Dot plot's open. Okay, we'll go down here, double click on it. Okay, change this to the 9. Change these to, whatever color you want to put these, purple. Okay, show only the first one, get rid of that. Got this down to 0.5, right? I like the 0.1 too because it gives you the most important ones. But show the 0.5, and boom, that's what your NQ should look like. Right there. Well, it's a different time frame, so you might not have the slope. There might not be any slope on there. Let's see if I have it. I don't have it either. It's a very picky indicator. It's got to have the right conditions. So you can see here's the 10-second. Boom, right there. There's another one right here. Here's some more right here. So the conditions have to be good. If I take this here now and I click on these, right? Okay, watch that. If you want to get more, if you want them to trail more on the 10-second, you might just drop down a little bit here. See how I'm dropping down and you get a bigger trail on those? But that's good if you're not getting them because that's saying that the conditions aren't being met. You with me? The conditions are not being met. I got stopped out of meta, by the way. Are you there? Is that making sense to you? You can see on the 10-second here. So when the conditions are met, then you get that. So like for instance here, this is what I'm looking at on my other screen when I'm scalping. I'm looking at it right now. Right? You get the high volume with Easy Entry Pro. She retests and look at, you touch right there, the 9, and it gives you a dot plot, and that's your move to the downside right there. That's on the 10-second. Now we go over to the 1 minute, and we got a much different story to tell. Right? So it's actually a good thing. You don't want to be, you don't want these dots on every candle. You want them on the ones that meet the conditions. And that's good if you don't see them because that means there's no conditions to be met. If at any time you see anything wrong with the indicator or something that you want changed, just let me know and we'll work on an update. Might take a few days to get used to it and monkey with it, try to figure out how you want to use it. All right, I'm going to end the stream on YouTube, you guys. Just another reminder that the YouTube is latent, probably about, I don't know, 2 minutes, something like that, maybe 30 seconds, I don't know. So if you want to see the trades live and see all the screens live, come on into the room. You got free access into the room and learn how we're playing the Easy Entry Pro, the dot plotter, and a bunch of other indicators that we have here. Currently up over 5K on futures and over 5K on stocks. Let's see what that meta trade, what did I end the day with here? Gotta add this up. I got 2 different accounts here. $6,162 on that. Had one final attempt. I lost. I got 1 trim on that meta, and got stopped out the rest. It still could work out, but you know I'm not gonna mess with it. So if you're on YouTube, the stream is gonna end. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.